building progress for the following project. So we start with 2.1 and we have needed 2.1 and 2.1 for the
EMS. Lahat 12, tatlo.
Sige, isa lang nandun.
Saan po yung bibig?
Sa tanda siya.
Good afternoon, Leader. Welcome sa ating private conference. We ask you to state your name and the company you represent. Company.
Ito sa
Pinutin mo yun.
Toys Construction and Supply. Wilson Cadornino.
Anong project, binibig yung project sa
Sa tanda ko. Therefore.
Good afternoon, leaders. Leader lang po. Sir, we will now discuss the eligibility and technical component for the project for the development of Tandag Airport. So to the leader, we will discuss first the eligibility requirements for the project. And in connection with GPPB Circular 07-2017, we have three options in submitting the PhilJEPS registration. One is to submit the PhilJEPS registration provided that all the contents of the Annex A of the PhilJEPS registration are all current and valid. So, or you can submit a combination of the PhilJEPS registration and the updated Class A eligibility documents. Or the third option is to submit only the Class A eligibility documents provided that you will submit the PhilJEPS registration during the post-qualification. So the Class A documents, alam mo po yung Class A documents, the registration certificate from the DOI or SEC, the mayor's permit or business permit, the tax clearance, the pickup license, the list of ongoing projects and completed projects, the NFCC computation, and the audited financial statements. And the Class B documents, if you are in a joint venture with another company, you have to submit the JV agreement together with the special pickup license and registration. Another requirement is the technical requirements. You are required to submit the bid security in A form from A to letter D, and you have to submit the organizational chart for the contract of the bid and the list of ongoing list of construction personnel and equipment that will be used to the project. Of course, you are required to submit the resource statement, and we have two special requirements with regard to the technical requirements of the project. The first one is the submission of the certificate of site inspection, duly signed by the airport manager, Mr. Muhammad Pascal, or his duly authorized representative, and including the photocopy of the company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection and the visitor's logbook of Tandang Airport. Another special requirement is the submission of a bid bulletin that will be issued by the procuring entity. So, any questions po regarding the eligibility and technical requirements? We will now go to the second envelope for the financial requirements. So, the second envelope will contain the financial bid for the bill of quantities, the bid proposal, the detailed estimates, the summary sheets indicating the summary of materials, prices of materials, labor rates, and equipment rates, and also the submission of the cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. And as attachment to the cash flow or cash flow by quarter and payment schedule, you are required to submit the first CPM network diagram and the construction schedule, bar chart, and a script. Any questions, sir, regarding financial requirements? Special instructions of the BAC. The submitted eligibility and technical documents and financial documents shall be signed and initialed by the authorized signatory of the company. It must be consecutively paged, like in this form, to 100. If example, your eligibility and technical component consists of 100 pages, 1 of 100 until 100 of 100. And then for the financial requirements, magsisimula na naman kayo sa number 1, 1 of 25 until 25 of 20. Now, another requirements, ay tabbing po for each of the documents. And we require 10 envelope system for the project. So original bid, copy 1 and copy 2. And inside the original, copy 1 and copy 2 are the eligibility and technical documents and the financial requirements. So any bids submitted not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. Any questions po? Sir, my question about the eligibility and technical requirements and the financial requirements. We will now discuss the scope of works and the technical.
Before you go to requirement, I suggest that you emphasis on the requirement of institutional ID.
Yes, sir. We have discussed it na, sir, na it will be the certificate of site inspection shall have an attachment. The company ID and the visitor's logbook of Tandang Airport. So kasama po ito sa certificate of site inspection. We will submit this, sir. Yung dalawang requirement na A and B.
Where is this company based?
Sir,
Butuan City.
Butuan, sir.
Okay.
question, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Sir. To the bidder, this is the project development of Tandag Airport. The main scope of work is the extension of runway, including provision of stopway and slip grade correction. So this is the layout plan of Tandag Airport. So ito po yung gagawin natin. Extension of runway and provision ng stopway on the other side.
Excuse me. How many meters to extend?
Sir, the extension of the runway is 150 meters by 30 by 0.30 meters.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the layout plan, this is the extension, and this is the provision of stopway. The project has an ABC of 19,415,650.97, and these are the minimum required technical personnel and equipment for the project. It is open to all small B license category C and D contractors for roads, highway, pavements, railway, airports, and horizontal structures. The cost of the bidding documents is 25,000 pesos. And under item 5.4, small A and small B categories without similar experience and the contract to be bid will not be allowed to tender the bid proposal. Medyo delicate po kasi yung project, this is a runway extension and we need experience from the contractors to undergo this project. So under 5.4B, the similar contract shall refer to concreting of roads and other horizontal structures. And under item 6.3, bidder 6.3, ito po yung special requirement ng BAC, the submission of the certificate of site inspection together with the company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection and the visitor's logbook of Tandag Airport. This is the below quantities of the project. It involves excavation, 5,000 cubic meters, embankment, 6,800 cubic meters.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
May gusto ka rin sabihin na ito. Ha? Meron lang. Wala. Okay. Sige, continue.
Sub-base course consisting of 2,691 cubic meters, PCCP, 4,500 square meters, yung po kanina yung 150 by 30, and provision ng temporary facility and mobilization and demobilization. Any questions po, sir? So basically, this is the scope of work. So any questions? Sir, no questions from the bidder regarding the...
Hindi naman natin siguro siya.
Ano yun, sir?
Kasi
Xerox. Downloadable po ito ng form po ito sa PDFs.
Sa PDFs.
Yes po. Sir, no more queries from the bidder?
Okay, so since there are more questions regarding eligibility and technical question, then we'd like to thank the leader and we're hoping that we can submit the bid on the day of eligibility. Okay, so we go on to next agenda. Secretariat is code 1.1
Sir, excuse me.
Okay.
Pwede yung ilang metro yung extension dyan sa nakakalimutan.
150 meters po by 30. Tapos 150 meters by 30 meters, 12 inches thick.
Okay, thank you. So lahat ng requirements na nagkano na sa PDFs.
Yes po, nasa PDFs po ito lahat.
Yes,
You
sir.
can download it anytime, you can scan it. Nandun po.
Sige, thank you, sir.
May question pa po?
Isa lang kami. Pati yung sa booklet, ma'am, yung sa bidders, nandun na sa PDFs.
Anong booklet?
Anong
Yung checklist. Lahat. Checklist.
Opening of bids po natin, sir, July 30 at 2 p.m. Sir, ito po yung requirements natin. If you will buy the documents, you have to bring a pickup license and registration, company ID of the person na lutusan na bumili, and the authorization letter from the company.
Excuse me, sir. Yung pangalan ni Muhammad dyan, ano? Muhammad yung sa tanggal.
Muhammad Nagas Ali.
Nandun din po yan sa pumili ka ng bid.
Primary po siya yung pipirma, si Naga Rascal. Pero kung wala po siya, pagka nag-inspection po kayo Saturday or Sunday, meron po silang officer of the day that can issue the certificate of self-inspection.
Nakakabili na po ba kayo ng bill, sir? Bill documents?
Wala pa, ma'am. Hindi
Nandun
pa.
naman din yan lang pag bumili.
Ah,
Nandun
sige.
natin. May tanong pa po? Okay na po. Sir, okay na po.
Okay, so,
Okay po, sir.
okay na.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harry.
So, just to confirm, so this is the caveat, there are no other dealers for 2.1 and 2.3.
Yes, sir, none.
Okay, so we go now to agenda number 3, model procurement of the material advantages. I can take you to one.
ETSG.
Parang title, parang ito yung title. APSP building of ESP.
Because it is a because the building is called the gym building and it is occupied by ATS, that's why this is
Yeah,
gym building.
yes.
So I just to identify the location of the branch. The ATS slash gym.
EPS as
Gym.
Pag-aari ng ABS.
Ano lang?
namin yung building na
ABS
Kasi ano na kami doon, di ba? Temporary naman.
Gym ng ABS. Pangmatagal. Pangmatagal. Pansamantala.
before we before the part we proposal for this comment of views we are inclusive to paragraph.
Sir, previously we installed an office third floor of the gym building. However, there was no provision of CR for male and female. That's why our ADG tasked us to make a program to make a provision of a CR for male and female at the third floor. And also, pag umulan na malakas doon, na babaha yung rooftop, so we have to cover the open area from the stairs towards the office, because the office is located at the center of the rooftop. Ano, it also includes the railings towards the rooftop from second floor. Kasi ano, wala siyang railings, meron lang siyang makeshift na slatted angle na ginawa doon para hawakan ng backup. So stainless lang, the same as what is already installed in from first floor to second floor.
If I remember, this was presented already previously. What is the issue then?
Yes, sir. Because previously the septic vault is included in the project, it was advised that we'll just connect the pipeline towards the existing septic vault. Okay. Previously it was more than $1 million, now it's already 999 something.
90.
And the end user would like to propose SBP as the mode of procurement,
Labor materials.
labor and materials.
So the proposal is you will become this month.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
This one is CD work and is prepared by the office. And I am proposing for small
Ayos, sir. We can copy this to this small body. Labor materials.
Mr. Chair, without implement for item 3.1, improvement of this building, the small
Okay, so we have the recommendation of the user for the small value component. So the small value component is being done by CCC. And is coordinating them for the successful performance. Okay?
Sir, thank you, Mr.
Item 3.2, user. Okay, so if you said this is background for this, 3.2.
Kaya kay Mrs. Ano, dinagilipad daw sila siya. So, binibili ni Gary. Hindi ko na. So, SBB. I-request for ano, small value procurement.
Pero smart.
Kasi,
Bakit hindi pa natin pinag-transfer sa parang natin?
hindi, dapat ko pinag-transfer.
Then, sir,
Siya pwede naman pa-transfer na siguro.
balik namin sa end user. Ilan na lang, local purchase na lang.
Sa 3.2 sir, location of
Okay,
credit.
so before that, before we go to 3.2, so directly, I will directly secretariat of the user and forward the budget to anything pertaining to your is not
Doon na lang tayo. Sila pinapapalit mo siya yung ano pa yung pila?
okay, I think 3.3.
This is the relocation of telephone server equipment rack at second floor and the technical service. Sister ka, talaga ako division siya rin, isa, pipos na ilipat yung telecom rack. Second floor and Billing.
Mas PPP.
Ito.
Sa mga partner.
Preparing maintenance. Siya recommend to procure through SBP.
Yes, and this is SBP, but only the contractor can transfer this. So SBP at the same time direct contracting. Yeah, because we cannot.
The same contractor na
Yung gumagawa ngayon sa Luna, pwede yung sabi sa
Yeah. Kasi iba yung contractor na MIS. So if we just major SBP, then shall we allow other contractor to transfer this or only the branch installing the MIS?
yung server. Server eh.
So only the present
Previous contractor.
previous contractor. So SBP at the same time,
Direct contractor.
direct contracting. Tama ba yun? Okay. Dito ba yung
Sir, last time we discussed this already, that but to avoid the warranty of the CCTV system, we change the mode of performance to the CCTV, the regular. Kaya yung sabi ni Karen,
this is qualified for. Very contracting pilot or partner or CCC.
Ano ito po yun?
pag SPP, di ba siya?
Ah,
Pag direccontracting, ito, pero kailangan i-change yung mode of
Wait, nasa APP kasi sir is public bidding and SPP. So if we opt for direct contracting ngayon, we will have to change. So, pati na resolution for change of mode of procurement.
Yes,
So,
so if you consider direct contracting, and then the procurement will be done by the BAC or by the CC.
hindi ako sure kung nagda-direct contracting ang CCC. Sa sige, sa bro.
Pag ano na sir, nare-recommend din namin to procure din yung direct contract.
Hindi nagda-direct contracting ang CCC.
So it will be done by the BAC.
Yes, po.
Okay.
Yes,
So direct contracting, and
Ito ang condition sa letter B. Ito lang po ang condition sa direct contracting. ABC.
Bigit. Ito po po. Ito bigit. Bigit ka po.
Pero papalik siya dun sa kanya.
Hindi rin po.
Telepono?
Ayaw kami integrated na.
So letter B po ang conditions natin, sir.
okay, dito ba yung thing we can do is operate.
So as discussed with the user before, they said that it's referred to the direct contracting, all the performance for this matter. So therefore we recommend to go with their communication.
Maintenance cleansing.
Which is delivering contract.
I so move.
Okay, so from the previous decision of the MAP, which is 50, we are now moving this one to direct contracting, as mentioned by the user as well as the individual.
They went up.
3.4.
3.1.
Sana, provision of alternate power supply connection for LSM like GP at transmission 6243. The end user requested it for sir for negotiated procurement.
I request that we give the background of this
Says the cable at the IRSTO it was installed way back 1996 pa. So the last outage was December 28, 2018, and given the fact na luma na mga cables, so sometimes nagkakaroon ng burnout, so it will take time to connect. So in order to for a speedy temporary work, we were allowed by the EA to tap to their existing power as temporary power in case the power supply by CAAP got burned out, sir. So bali dalawang supply siya. Ito siya sa plano. So dalawang supply, one is from the EA and one is from CAAP. So we have the common load which is the ILSC GP. So in case bumigay yung sa CAAP, then we will connect to the EA. Nakaabang na siya pareho doon. Pero yung sa CAAP is normally closed, while sa EA is normally open lang siya. Para alternate tapping. Sige. Sir, ito yung letter ng NAIA informing us na will provide assistance to us in connection with this project to tap to the existing supply. Therefore, scope of work. Supply station of our cable to localization 2-4 connected to this nearest near power. For number 2, we have supply station of power cable to localize U6 connected to also to the nearest MIA power. Likewise to number 3, supply station of power cable to GP06 connected to the nearest MIA power. And the rehabilitation of the 15 kA distribution transformer and its cage. Sa black tattoo wala yung sir, cover lang ito. Ito na lang ako. Wala, sir. Sir, parang na-misplace nilagay, sir. Yung hinahanap. Patulay na ano eh. Yung pinag-topic. Ito siya ito. So, ganito siya lahat common sa apat na transformer. Ganyan mangyayari. So, may isang supply galing sa CAAP, isa sa NEMIA. Para in case bumigay yung sa CAAP, doon tayo sa may makuha supply. Ililipat na yung cut-off switch. Bali na human intervention, ililipat ng cut-off switch. Hindi siya automatic.
So yung cable makagaling sa power source ng area o
Doon sa halimbawa sa localizer 2.4, papunta doon sa transformer cage niya. Yes sir, yes sir. Yes sir, both ends.
sabi mo ito temporary
Kasi sir, recto meron tayo sa APP na 51 million na ginagawa namin na PAW, which is the permanent cable na sa lahat. The entire length ng cable papalitan na. This is just sir, yung part ng sa maintenance. Kasi nabubulan na in case na magkaroon nila ng problema.
so sa IPP maintenance
Sa repair and maintenance and electromechanical equipment. Public building SPP. Wait, mas tubig yun. Oo, tubig yun. Eh, hindi, ano namin, nire-request ni Gary.
pakita na yung APP mo sa
May experience active value.
not allowed for
O siya, 2 million sir eh. Inaano namin siya kung negotiated kasi isa na yung contractor na may experience sa active runway na gumagawa nila. So, balak i-request ng emission for negotiated improvement sa ano.
Anong section?
Si under, emergency ka. Ano ba kung sira at magulang ano? Sira yung
Hindi, parang hindi pa negotiated pa kasi hindi pa available dito.
Hindi sir, pwede naman negotiate sir.
Sa...
Basta masatisfy itong mga conditions.
Di ba may 342?
Yun ba necessary to PLP?
Ano yung minsan pakipano pakisign po sa new rate yung justification bakit hindi na sa amin ang rate yung siguro sa mas
in case of sudden outbreak.
Yes sir.
May I understand this? You were saying that there's an emphatic proposal for a permanent project or solution to this.
Yes, sir.
Which is amounting to
51 million.
50 million. May be order din natin ba? Or,
Tama, sir.
Anong stage na yun? Anong stage na siya?
Scope?
No, stage.
Patapos na siya sa drawing, after that, magkakoses na din namin.
So wala pa siyang POW?
Wala pa.
Hopefully sir, mga pag-ship ng August matatapos na.
CBR spending 2 million
Yes sir. Aside from
maintenance prior to the impending
Permanent.
project, which is more or less 2 months from now, July, August.
oh sir, August na, mga next month.
Cannot make, can we not wait for that?
Oh,
Kailangan talagang may emergency tayo.
Ang worry lang namin sir kasi is mostly nangyayari dyan pag yung kable dahil luma na, nag-uulan, pag naputol. So ang ano namin guys, para hindi na pagdukto, tataptagan si Liya.
Tatapos niya.
Oo sir.
additionally provision natin. So this temporary power that will be communicated to the EA will still be used even the permanent possibility. So in this permanent long-term solution, we are taking solution is accidentally cut due to some construction. Then it will be transferred to the power going to connected to the EA. So it will remain as power. So hindi
Tutuloy pa rin sir.
desire.
Oo.
Other than that, Mr. Chair.
And what we are trying to solve now is that you're proposing negotiated procurement. So first is tagulan na. Then the second is
Kaysa baka mawala yung ILS eh, hindi ko mabali na yun. Makating ka mo sa
Pwede ko i-flash yung title niya.
Ano mo pa? Justify sa ito.
Yung ano sa, yung nasa batas, yung
Hindi siya, mga lawas pa. Ano yung justify sa ito? Alternative mode nila. Oo. Negotiated part ng alternative mode. Alternative mode sa procurement. Then, limited source GD. Then, repeat order, shopping, and negotiated procurement.
So bakit hindi tayo pwede doon sa direct contracting? Ayan.
Sa conditions pa ng direct contracting. Ito lang conditions ng direct contracting, sir. ABC. Either proprietary, critical component, exclusive.
Limited source of income.
Limited, sir, dapat meron tayong database na sa GPPB. Highly specialized types of goods. Mga pre-selected suppliers na sila, sir, na-inform, nakalista na rin sa GPPB. Pero wala pa tayo nasasabi.
Yung mga nag-ibig, so parang short listing ka rin. Short listing.
Oo, pero dapat, kumbaga beforehand, nakalista na tayo sa GPPB. Inform na sila na nandun na yung database natin sa kanila. So for this, sir, dalawang cause yan. Kailan mawarrant natin na emergency siya. Pangalawa, yung supplier is, pang natin ma-justify na siya dapat mag-ibig.
Store para
Hindi yan is for vital services. Yung need yung is for vital services.
ayun ang pinakatas ko tayo. Kung bigyan siya. Pero ito bibigyan siya kita.
Okay, dito makikita natin to restore public services. So yung emergency case, pwede natin kanya. Pero kung yung kausapin naman, yun ang isang
Problema din po.
isang market, isang huli na rin. Paano mo yan?
Sino yung mostly? Sila na ako naman. May experience ng mga dalawa.
Okay, there is a suggestion in the company first that we will need for this one first. We will put that design.
Ano sa COA to sir?
Kailangan mag-isipan ko. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's go to item 4. Item 4. CAAP post qualification report. 4.1. Really nice.
Good afternoon, sir. This is the post-qualification report for the completing of the economic drainage canal at Legal Report with an ABC of 17,361,574.53. It was bid out last April 29, 2019, and the lowest calculated bidder after bid evaluation was Supreme ABF Construction and Construction Supply Company Incorporated. Their bid amount is 13,235,912.78. They are now subject for post-qualification, and this is the result of the post-qualification report. After scrutinizing, verifying, and the submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents, and also verifying the original documents in their office, the BAC TWG found out that all the eligibility documents of Supreme ABF Construction, such as the legal eligibility documents of PhilJobs registration certificate from SEC, the mayor's permit from Pontevedra, Negros Occidental, and the tax clearance were all current and valid. They also submitted a valid pickup license and registration for roads, highway payments, and railways. It is a large B category AAA, and it is for 2019 and 2020. So responsive po siya. And with regards to the technical eligibility documents, such as the submission of the ongoing and completed projects of Supreme ABF, the BAC TWG found out that all are responsive, and the SLCC is amounting to 135,333,164.92, which is more than the 50% ABC requirement of the project. So responsive po siya. And with regards to the financial eligibility documents, Supreme AGF submitted a financial statement for fiscal year 2017, and it is a valid document. And they have an NFCC computation of 15,891,603,194.32, which is more than the ABC of the project of 17,361,000. So responsive po siya. And in regards to the technical requirements, Supreme ABF met the minimum required technical personnel and equipment for the project. So responsive po siya. And with regard to the financial requirements, during the opening of bids, Supreme ABF submitted a bid offer of 13,264,127.06, and after bid evaluation, their calculated bid is 13,235,112.78. So it is lower than the submitted bid. It has a difference of 4,125,661.95 from the ABC. With the foregoing course, complying with all the eligibility, technical, and financial requirements of the project, the BAC TWG is recommending for the award of the contract, the concreting of apron with drainage canal project at Lingayen Airport to Supreme ABF Construction in the amount of 13,235,912.78, being the lowest calculated responsive bid for the project. For approval of the recommendation of the BAC TWG, sir.
What's the name of the, Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the recommendation of the technical review that for the project, which is concreting of apron with drainage canal at Lingayen Airport be awarded to
Supreme.
ABF Construction.
I second the motion.
So the BAC adopt the recommendation to the TWG for the award of the project, concreting of apron between the project and the airport. To the amount of 13,235,000 to Supreme ABF Construction Supply. Next agenda, PowerPoint 2.
Sir, item 4.2, post-qualification report for the widening of runway, including grading of both runway and strips at Palanan Airport. The ABC for the project is 19,558,664.59. This was bid out last April 30, 2019, and we have only one interested bidder, Hyper-J Construction and Supply, and their bid is considered as the single calculated bid after bid evaluation in the amount of 19,420,088 pesos and 56 centavos. So after conducting post-qualification, the BAC TWG found out that the project registration of Hyper-J Construction and Supply is valid until August 6, 2019. So it is a responsive. The submitted legal eligibility documents such as the registration certificate from DTI, the mayor's permit from Pasig City, and the tax clearance are all current and valid during the opening of bids. And as an additional requirement, Hyper-J Construction submitted a tax clearance and updated tax clearance for 2019-2020. So responsive po siya. Together with the updated pickup license of 2019-2020, small B category A pa rin po siya. So responsive. So Hyper-J Construction has a completed project, the construction of sidewalk, road widening along Cayetano Boulevard, Taguig City, which was completed last 14 February 2017 in the amount of 35,917,985.91, which is more than the 50% requirement of the ABC, which is the 19,558,664.59. So responsive po siya. And the NFCC computation of Hyper J is amounting to 682,475,940, and it is more than the ABC of the project, which is only 19 million. And with regard to the technical requirements, they satisfy all the required technical requirements, such as the list of contractors, personnel, and equipment, which is considered as responsive. During the opening of bids, Hyper J offered the bid of 19,420,083 pesos and 30 centavos, and after conducting the evaluation, this was it has a difference of 5 pesos and 46 centavos, and it became slightly higher to 19,420,088 pesos and 56 centavos. And accordingly, to the 9184, as per section 34.4 of the RA 9184, we shall award the contract to the winning bidder in its submitted bid or the calculated bid price, whichever is lower. So, the submitted bid of Hyper J is 19,420,083 pesos and 20 centavos, is lower than the calculated bid price of 19,420,088 pesos and 56 centavos. So with the foregoing, after complying with all the eligibility, technical, and financial requirements of the project, the BAC TWG is recommending for the award of the contract to Hyper J Construction and Supply in its submitted bid price of 19,420,083 pesos and 20 centavos, which is lower than the calculated bid price. Single.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption, the recommendation of the technical working group to award the project of widening of runway, including grading of both runway and strips at Palanan Airport to the winning bidder in the name of Hyper J Construction and Supply.
Second, Mr. Chair.
So, di ba, magandang recommendation of the award of the project was Hyper J Construction and Supply of Palanan Airport.
Thank you, sir.
Excited?
Report, sir.
Let's go from there. 5.1.
Sir, item 5.1, improvement of perimeter fence at Lingayen Airport with an ABC of 4,748,374.26. So this is the existing layout plan of Lingayen Airport. And ito po yung gagawin natin, sir. So i-repair po natin yung area na to. Ito.
Before na yun, tatawag ka rin ka na in our
Sir, yung kanang sir dito sa side sir, sa rito, kasi binabaha rito sa area natin, nandito na ito natin. So, papunta pa yung tubig papunta rito, yung sa papunta ng dagat. So, this one sir is, we have an existing perimeter fence at Lingayen Airport, and this project is intended to repair the existing perimeter fence of Lingayen. So ito lang po siya, 864 meters po rito ang i-repair natin. And then existing 9 strand din dito, i-repair din po natin. This one sir is cyclone wire. So 9 strand i-repair natin dito. And this one, 9 strand din po siya, i-repair din. And cyclone wire, i-repair. Dito rin po sa kabila, yung tangible fence po natin. So, elevation plan po ng existing perimeter fence, yung cyclone wire at saka 9 strands. So may mga butas-butas po siya. May mga wala na pong barbed wire. Yun po, lalagyan po natin. The EPC for the project is 4,748,374.26, and these are the minimum required technical personnel: 1 project engineer, 1 construction foreman, and 1 safety and health officer. And we require the equipments, the 1 unit welding machine and 1 unit portable generator set. Open to all PCAAP licensed contractor with small B license category C and D, or building and industrial plan. Contract duration is 115 calendar days, inclusive of 30 rainy and workable days. Cost of bidding documents is 5,000 pesos. And then under item 5.4, small A and small B categories, the contractor will be allowed to tender their bid proposal. And under item 5.4, the similar contract shall refer to building construction, improvement, rehabilitation, and repair. And under BDS 6.3, submission of certificate of site inspection will be issued by Mr. Elvis de la Cruz or his duly authorized representative, together with the company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection and the photocopy of the visitor's logbook of the airport. The scope of work of the project. The first one is the construction of CHB wall fence, retrofitting for the 774 existing bays, consisting of site works, concrete works, and steel works, and painting works. The sample detailed estimates. Yun lang, sir. Sir, the end user is recommending for the posting of the improvement of perimeter fence project at Lingayen Airport.
mistake during the construction sa
Sa palagay ko sir, wala naman po. Ganito. By the time na matatapos na po siguro yung drainage ka na, mag-umpisa pa lang po itong fence pa natin.
dito na lang ang document.
Sir?
Kung dito na lang ang document.
Yes sir, we have here the sir. Yung BDS, the scope of work, and the detailed estimates. So we are now recommending for the posting of the project, sir. Yung details.
Sa UTP na. Yes, nasa UTP siya.
Yes sir. Is included in the 2019 APP, improvement of perimeter fence at the public building. Amount is 8 million, sir. Our ABC is only less than 5 million.
Hindi na.
Wala, sir. Hanggang doon lang talaga, sir.
Di ba savings tayo?
Yes, sir. Matapa lang po, sir, para magamit na rin yata sa realignment.
User PWD.
Yes, sir. And you sir, tsaka PWD na rin, sir.
Mr. Chair, I get a condition the user for the posting of item 5.1, which is improvement of perimeter fence in the airport. I so move, Mr. Chair.
So the recommendation of the user is
Thank you, sir. Sir, item 5.2. Completing of access road, including provision of coastal protection and its canal at Biliran Airport amounting to 4,155,199.70. So ito po yung gagawin na access road. Ito sir. Access road. Kasi ito po yung pangalan. And this is the slope protection. Ito po yung highway. Yes sir. Ito po siya, mas malaki. So ito po yung terminal shed natin. And this is the access road from highway to terminal shed po. Access road sir. Access road sir, 89 linear meters po siya, sir. Kaso yung luwag na sige. 6 meters? 6 meters, sir. 3 meters, 3 meters. So ito yung access road natin, sir, yung section niya. Ito po yung drainage. Ito po yung gagawin naman. Slope protection. Mataas sir eh. Kaya may slope protection tayo rin, sir. Ito po yung yung banda dito, sir. Kasi ito yung panel, sir. Wala, sir. Yung dati na, sir. Included kasi dito, sir, yung embankment na rin, sir.
Kaso, ano pa, itatabunan pa. Tatabunan pa yung dati.
Hindi, sir. Dati na yan, sir. Ang pan lang natin dito, sir, is i-scarify natin yung existing, tapos maglalagay lang tayo ng embankment sa subdivision. And then, PCCP na tayo. Existing makatang siya, sir. Yes, sir. Ito kasi, sir, is dating makadaw. Ngayon, sir, i-compare natin. And naglagay na lang tayo ng protection, scope protection. Kumbaga, ito, sir, is existing naman na ito. Kaso nga lang makadaw. Nagpuan lang tayo na gagawin PCC.
Yan sa malapit sa highway wala na. Hindi
Wala, sir. Parang dito lang malapit, sir.
Tapos yung patang nagpapagay sa akin.
Yes, sir. Papunta na kayo, sir. Punta. Ay, topographic survey naman sila, sir. Mababang parte dito.
Ilang grams na?
Sir, yung length po ng concreting natin, sir, yung main access road, sir, is around 89 linear meters. And yung 89, sir.
Meters.
89 meters. Tapos yung PTB to main access road is 11 meters, sir. So ito, sir. This one, sir, is 11 meters. Ito, sir. 11. And ito, sir, is
Saan din yung terminal shift?
this one, sir. The yellow one, sir. So this one is 11, sir, and this is 89.
Concreting cemento yan.
Yes, sir. Dati kasi siyang lupa, sir. We will just apply for that cement concrete pavement. Bali, dalawa yung section natin, sir. Ito yung sa section ng main access road. Ito yung sa maliit kanina, yung 11 meters. The proposed ABC of the project is 4,155,199.70. And we require the minimum required technical personnel, project civil engineer, geodetic engineer, materials engineer, construction foreman, and safety and health officer. And we also require the minimum required equipment, 1 unit backhoe, 3 units dump truck, 1 unit payloader, 1 unit motor grader, 1 unit tandem roller, 1 unit water truck, bagger mixer, carburetor, spreader, and country diamond saw. Open to all compactors with small V license category C and D for roads, highway pavements, airport horizontal structures. The cost of bidding documents is also 5,000 pesos. And the contract duration for the proposed project is 90 calendar days inclusive of 15 rainy and workable days. Under item 5.4B, similar contract shall refer to completing of roads and other horizontal structures. And under BDS clause 6.3, submission of site inspection certificate issued by Mr. Renato Bacorbo of Biliran Airport is required to be submitted together with the company ID and the visitors logbook of Biliran Airport. Scope of work of the project. Item 102, excavation and disposal, covering a volume of 1,291 cubic meter. Item 104, embankment, covering a volume of 510 cubic meter from main access road to PTD access road. The subbase course, with a volume of 415 cubic meters. And the PCCP, 176.68 cubic meters. And we have also slope protection, 50 linear meters. So we will just check na lang po kasi ito 50, tapos yung station is 80. So we will just check na lang. Yes, sir. And this canal is 91.56 linear meters. And of course, we will require the provision of temporary facilities such as staff house and service vehicle to be used by the project church who will supervise the project at Biliran Airport. So, the bill of quantities for the project. And the sample detailed estimates. Yes, sir. The tax now, sir, is 5%. Yes, sir. And we also have incorporated the derivatives, the volume or the area which was required by the COA. So lahat po ng projects po namin must be vertical or horizontal. We are now providing the required derivatives in either volume, square meter, or linear meter. Yeah. No, sir. As per informal conversation with COA Technical, hindi naman po nila nire-require yung individualized item for the materials. What they are requiring are the derivatives such as the volume or square meter para po lahat po ng contractor will have same quantity of the volume or the area, square meters para po sa pag-estimate nila. So ito po, kaya po nag-require na po kami ng paglalagay ng mga ganito. Pero sa mga materials po, sa mga number of days ng mga equipment and mga personnel, it is ganito pa rin, blanco pa rin, for them to have a estimate which is required under BDS and omnibus law statement na it is their responsibility to have a accurate estimate of the target. Yes, sir. The TWG, the end user is recommending for the posting of the project, completing of access road, including provision of slope protection and this canal at Biliran Airport to the PhilJet, sir.
No questions.
Sir,
For posting, sir.
we are recommending for the posting of the project to the PhilJet, sir.
Mr. Chair, I move for the posting of the project, completing of access road going to the terminal share, including provision of slope, protection, and beach canal at Biliran Airport as recommended by the end user.
So, papasok na recommendation of the end user as stated by PWG for the posting of the project, complete of access road, complete of energy, including provision of slope protection, and this canal at the Biliran Airport. Next item, 5.3. I think this is not AMS project.
This is ADMS project.
ADMS project.
Yes, sir. And this is a good, sir, kaso nga lang may intra components kaya pinasa yata sa alpha.
Hindi pwede sa ilo-ilo to, no? Kasi masyadong malaki.
Yes, sir.
So, rehabilitation of air conditioning system, what is the component, or what is the scope for this project? Gusto mo sasabihin yung scope of work ng project, anong status ng air conditioning system sa innovation?
Sir, to give you background, as of now, all chillers are operational, but chiller number 1 is only 33% operational. So we recommend it to be replaced.
How many chillers?
5 chillers, existing 5 chillers.
So there are still 4 operating at
5 operational, but chiller number 1 is only 33% operational. The scope of work includes dismantling works 1.1, recovery and disposal of R407 series refrigerant from 1 unit Hitachi screw type air-cooled water chiller. Bali, ito po yung chiller number 1 na i-replace. Then, dismantling of 1 unit Hitachi screw type air-cooled water chiller, including all the components but not limited to the compressors, evaporator and condenser tubes, and control panel boards. 1.3, dismantling of existing inlet and outlet chilled water pipes of the dismantled chiller, valves, fittings, and other accessories. 1.4, all the dismantled components and parts shall be stored in a designated area assigned by the authorized representative of Iloilo International Airport. 1.5, the contractor shall demolish, if there is a need, any obstructions such as walls, hangers, and supports, and or flooring for the removal of one unit Hitachi air-cooled water chiller and mounting of the new chillers. All structural and architectural finishes damaged during the course of work shall be restored to its original condition. (1.6) The contractor shall provide the necessary pads if the existing concrete pads are not sufficient to confirm the chiller manufacturer's requirement. Number 2, supply, delivery, installation, testing and commissioning of 3 units, 600 kilowatts screw-type air-cooled water chillers and other air conditioning system components at Iloilo International Airport, Cabanatuan, Iloilo, complete with all the mechanical, electrical, and control components.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
So yung item po para palitan yung isang sira.
Opo, chiller number 1. Then mag-add po tayo ng 2 more additional chillers. Bale, ang total po is 3 bagong chillers po.
So magiging walo.
No. 7 lang po. 1 replace, then 2 additional.
Okay. So considering that the previous manufacturer so what will be the possibility of direct integration?
Sir, okay lang po kahit hindi po Hitachi yung palit. Basta ano po, air-cooled water chiller po. Then, same capacity, 600 kilowatts.
So sa mga control, hindi makakaroon.
Hindi naman po.
About the space kung saan nilalagay yung dalawang bagong chiller, mayroon ba yung space?
Meron po sir. May abang na po siya dun po sa existing na. Bali, ito po yung chiller number 1, yung papalitan. Then beside yung chiller number 1 is chiller number 7. Then dito po yung chiller number 6. Ito po yung sample ng picture para po ito po, 5 po yan sir. Then yung location ng dalawa po is katabi po ng chiller number 5, yung chiller number 6. Then katabi po ng chiller number 1, yung chiller number 7.
So talagang para allocated.
Opo, may abang na po na space.
Bakit kailangan magtaas ng magdagdag ka ng chiller? Dadagdag ba yung area na nag-provide ng
Ang ano po kasi is during summertime, ang ideal na mag-ooperate na chiller is 4. So magdadagdag po tayo kasi po last summer 2018 nagkasabay-sabay po yung chiller breakdown. So yung backup po natin is hindi kaya. So mas maganda po i-maximize na po natin yung capacity ng airport na which is 7 para kung sakaling maulit po yung multiple chiller breakdowns, marami po tayong backup.
walang dadagdag na area na
Wala naman po, wala.
parehas pa rin yung area.
Mr. Ted, may just be clarified. Ang existing nila,
5 po sir.
5. So, another 2.
Another 2.
Pero 3 yung ano natin, kasi palitan yung isa.
Apo, 3 yung bago.
To make it 7.
Apo.
Pero at any one time, 4 ang kailangan.
Yes po. Pag summertime, pag mainit po talaga yung, or any time na mainit po
Pag
yung
hindi
panahon.
summer, ilan ang kailangan?
Mga 3 po kaya.
So, tuwing summer lang yan.
Apo, nagkakagano po pag summer. Kailangan po na mas maraming chiller mag-operate.
What is supposed to one chiller? What is supposed to pagdaw?
Ano po, kasi po, isang factor din po yung, since 2007 pa po siya nag-operate. So, expectancy po ng chiller is 10 to 15 years lang.
So,
So malapit na po siyang
what about the others? Ano din, 10 to 15?
Yeah po, kasi sabay-sabay
So
naman po sila.
eventually magpapagdam din yung original.
Apo.
So, tapos, dadalawa lang yung replace natin. Kasi
Isang replace.
sabi mo, sabay-sabay yung pito, di ba? Pito. Sabay na-out yung isa. Because na-purchase pa sabay-sabay yung isa, 7, ilang taon?
5 lang po, 5.
5. So, napagdam because of old age, so to speak. Pero may mga kasama pa sa 4 eh. Hindi kayo mapagdam because of that.
Sir, yung existing po na chiller na Iloilo are 5 chillers. And the other one is functioning po siya pero hindi po yung maximum capacity niya na 100%. So 30% capacity lang po yung ginagawa ni chiller number 1. So the ADMS is planned na i-replace na lang po yung chiller number 1 and then magdadagdag po tayo ng 2. So all in all, sir, we will have 7 chillers, 3 po yung bago and 4 old chillers po from the
Yung chiller na pag napagtaon, hindi na re-replace, hindi na re-repair.
Nare-repair naman po. Yung compressor na re-repair po. Like last time, si airport na po yung nagpagawa ng compressor. Nung nangyari po yung sabay-sabay na breakdown po.
So in short, the two, kasi yung isa is replacement. Like plus 2, so magiging 7 pa rin. So at any one time, 4.
during summer time, sir.
Time 4. So dalawang bago, isang luma, saka dalawang bago,
Bali 3, sir.
3 bago na para sa bago.
4 na lumang, sir.
So yung 4 na luma, there is possibility na mapagdaw din.
Baka yun na yung gagamitin natin as backup, sir. We will use the new ones, sir, para sa operations po ng Iloilo.
Sige. Anyway, I am just, why not additional one sana? Tiniman tayo, 4. 4 na bago, 4 na apat. Sana. So I'm just, kasi kung napagtaon nyo, later or sooner, kapipili lang, napagtaon na yung hindi pala nila maintindihan, all na pala ngayon. So equal sa lang sa planning.
Noted, sir. We will plan that in the future, sir. Pero sa ngayon, sir, baka gagamitin natin yung 3 bago and we will make the 4 old ones to be the backup. And pagka nakita po ng ADMS na kailangan natin talagang i-replace yung mga backup, and then we will try to... Yes, sir.
Question. So yung po yung list na yun, maanda pa handle the seconds.
Opo, sir.
So,
100%. Magagamit pa naman po yung 4. So, kung mag-alternate operations po, depende na po sa airport operations kung paano po nila i-alternate yung pag-operate na.
about your travel requirement, dalawang movies ay dalawang chiller. Meron ba? Napapagpapalit ba niya?
Sir, bali, meron pa pong mag-spare dun sa electronic room.
Meron na.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, talagang nakaplano.
Yes, sir. Nakaabang talaga, sir.
Sir, ABC for the project, for the rehabilitation of air conditioning system at Iloilo is 37,749,817.71. Contract duration is 160 calendar days. It is open to all bidders with 5 years completed project, single contract that is similar to the project, equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC.
Yeah. Ano 60 days lang yun. Ay, yan pa eh, no? Kaya mo siya naman ano. Baka gagawin pa yan. Kaya pa. 5 months lang.
Sir, if you can remember, sir, yung Davao po natin, nag-replace po tayo ng chiller din po dun sa Davao. And the supply, installation, and commissioning of the air conditioning system of Davao was only 150 calendar days. So, kaya naman po, sir, 160. Doon po sa Davao, sir, tatlo po yata rin yung nireplace natin. Mas malaki pa po kaysa dito sa chiller na inulit po.
Pero ang problem natin lahat na is, for example, ayusin. Hindi mo pinapilitis. Yung parang business.
Parang kasi yung sinasabi niya, yung title is rehabilitation. So, yung rehabilitation, di ba dapat use. So, ito ngayon, dapat supply, replacement, supply, and installation.
Dapat, sir, supply, delivery, installation, tsaka commissioning ng new.
And three.
Yes, sir.
Hindi rehabilitation. Kasi kung rehabilitation, hindi po yan na yun hindi natin magkakalit na sa pagkakilang. Ano ba kalagay sa iyo po? Ay sana sa iyo?
Sir, sa APP kasi, sir, okay lang naman, sir, air conditioning system lang naman nakalagay.
Sa
95 billion, various airports.
CBD niya.
Sa CBA niya,
Capital outlay.
Capital outlay. Hindi, kasi pwede po naman yun eh. Kasi yung sa akin sa Piwa, kasi incidenta lang naman yung estimation.
yun na kasi, yun pa yung isang question natin yan. Sa atin ba ito, sir, sa Alpha or sa Bago? Kasi may paano siya, ang intra-component lang niya is the dismantling and the installation ng air conditioning system.
Goods yan.
Basically, sir, yes.
Ano malapit?
Um,
Sinabi mo sa center natin.
Kasi kung mixed procurement, sir, is dalawa po yun. Yung isa is kung yung intention ng project, kung ang intention ng project is infra, we will treat it as infra. Yung pangalawa, sir, is yung mixed procurement, kung ano po yung parang mas mataas yung amount, infra ba or goods. So, sa dalawang ganun, sir, it is intended for goods, and yung amount po natin is mas malaki po yung goods component. So, baka ito po is sa jurisdiction po ng BAC.
Di ba ang Alpha is for EDMS and EMS pa?
EDMS infra.
EDMS infra, EMS goods,
Lahat ng EDMS.
Bravo,
Goods ng EDMS.
Tingnan niyo, hindi ako sa atin.
Tingnan na lang po na kung sir, yung authority order ng Alpha. Kung anong nakalagay.
Pero ano na, ang project is first to change the lifestyle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Noted, sir.
Ngayon, yung decision whether it is for Alpha or Bravo, i-refine it na.
Okay, sir.
Pero pakikuha natin siguro palitan yung title sa at least pagdating dun sa pagdating sa Bravo.
Yes, sir. We will revise the program orders.
Sure.
95.4. Is 150 dBA generator set.
Yes, sir. Tagaytay to sir actually dyan, sir.
Generator set yun.
Yes, sir. Purchase installation of 3-phase or 150 kVA generator at Tagaytay radar facility. Background, sir, currently the Tagaytay radar, which is operating at 24/7, has two existing 175 HVAC generator, which was stored way back 1983. 1983 pa. So it's suffering from wear and tear due to old age, saka spare parts is hirap na hanapin sa market, the old model. So the CAAP decided to procure 150 kVA of generator with controlled PV care with a budget of 5 million, which is included in the approved CAAP APP for 2019. But it is scope of work includes the supply and delivery, testing and commissioning of two sets of 150 kVA three-phase diesel engine generator set, one large supply, delivery testing, installation of 400 ampere APS or automatic transfer switch, which is the open transition type, load break switch, manual transfer switch or MTS, and the 600 ampere of MCCB or modern circuit breaker. Scope of work number 3, which is removal of 2 units, the existing 175 kVA decks and its fixed parts, which include the fuel line, air duct, exhaust pipe, fuel lines, cable, and harnesses. Then the temporary installation of one of the generator during the construction, during the installation of the brand new generator. Yan, wait tayo.
Ito ay hindi synchronize.
Hindi sir. Ano pala yung diagram? nakita ko. Hindi na kasi nalala ng... Wala, ito siya ang kanyang diagram. So, dalawang unit share, the other one will serve as backup. So, ang common nila is the bundle transfer switch. So, in case na ito gagamitin nila, so, ita-transfer lang siya dito. Ngayon, kung ito naman ang gagamitin nila, ita-transfer lang siya yan. Kasi kung synchronize siya, hindi, sobra na eh. Yung 150 kVA, kaya na yung buong load ng radar.
Yung temporary na kasama.
Yung temporary sir, hindi ko na pinakita rito, pero ito yung new installation. So yung temporary, ilalagay lang nila sa gilid habang i-install itong dalawa. Sir, the ABC is 5 million. Actually sa title sir, hindi nakalagay number of units, no? Since yung budget is 5 million, so umabot siya ng 2 unit ang sinama sa PAW. Bali 2 units ang purchase natin, sir.
Ano yung project D1? Or is it one? Or is it installation?
Purchase installation yung actually, sir. Yung abbreviation niya.
So, dalawang
Yes, sir. Dalawang unit.
3-phase.
Yes, sir. 2 unit po na 3-phase na 150 kVA.
So, more or less 2.5 ang isa.
Hindi, sir. Kasi meron pang ibang kasama. Yung meron pang transfer switch and the load break switch.
O, pero ikakabit din yan. Wala pang existing na mga iwan. Lahat yan. So, ang i-replace natin, yung
Existing, sir.
existing na dalawa, ha?
Na,
Generator set.
yes, sir. 175 na 1983 pa na-install yun, sir.
Yan. Itong items 2 and 3, for ano na rin, kasi for change na rin.
Yes, sir. Ay, ito nga, sir. Sa item to, sir, remove yung existing na dalawa. Then, may temporary installation na while ongoing installation ng bago.
Pero na, dati, 175.
Yes, sir.
Pero kaya na ng 150.
Kaya na po siya ng 150. Kaya hindi na namin siya synchronize. Nakaseparate po siya.
What about amperage?
400 ampere po ang total. Per unit.
Siguro ito sa ganung conclusion bakit umabot ng 175 to 150. Previously, so we are using the narrator with Martino. So now we are using the kaya bumaba na sa kaya wala na primary data pa rin. Ang ginagamit na kaya is sila na data kaya bumaba na.
Thank you.
Hindi mo pinilagay yung 40 explanation ko 2 gateways para makaibang na talaga isa lang.
Kasi sir, ito yung title sa APP, baka hindi kayo magpaproblema pag break ng 3 units.
So sa quantity naman nakalagay.
Yes, sir. Is the data sheet, sir? This is considered as good now. Bidder must have completed within the 5 years similar project with at least 50% of the ABC. The site is the Barangay Nyogan, Retail City. Also require the bidder to submit a single line diagram with ABS and load break switch, the powerhouse floor plan showing the equipment to be supplied, certificate of exclusive distributorship or authorized distributorship issued by the OEM, ISO certificates or of the manufacturer or product to be supplied. Drawing shall be signed and sealed by PE or PME, professional mechanical engineer, and with copies of the PR certificate of the professional mechanical engineer or professional electrical engineer. We also request the contractor to conduct a site inspection at the Gagarindo. This is our technical specification. The contractor will be required to contractor to conduct a load bank test in their site prior to delivery at the Tagaytay radar. 50% load, 75% load, 100% load, and an destructive load to 110% load para momentarily lang to test their generator. At the supplier's end, sir, sa plant nila. prior to delivery sa site. Parang ganun na rin siya. Parang reliability test na rin siya. Yung generator. Dito ka na. Masabi siya? Gari siya? Yes, sir. Umibig sa ito. Load bank testing. Pero, site acceptance report, local training report, part of local training, sir. Paano sila? Para sa final billing. Project completion.
But may I just recommend na yung technical specs niya, yung training, wag kagawin ng sariling ilang tao, regulation, sa delegated item. Kasi parang it appears lang na then is training report. Pero how is that training report na? Wala kasi. Submission of training report lang. Hindi sa sunod ng training report, pero mas maganda sana yung details of the training.
Yes, sir.
Ayan na. Ayan na. Hindi ko nakita, sorry. Yan ang hinahanap ko. Okay, okay yan.
Sir, mag-ano kami local training sa mga dito na lang.
Sorry, hindi ko nakita.
Human contract should be a supply installation of 150 kV generator set, including control cubicles. To the back request for posting, sir.
Mr. Chair, I move for the posting of the project as prescribed in item 5.4, full gauge and installation of two 3-phase 150 kVA including control cubicle as recommended by the end user.
Seconded, Mr. Chair.
So, in fact, the recommendation of the end user for the posting of the target projects and installation of two phase 150 kVA and the reducing the target. Last item, 5.1, the user also compromise. Here, I request that you give some background on the EDP and this is one.
morning, Mr. Pag. Afternoon, Mr. Chair. Sorry, jet lag pa.
Germany? Maybe Germany.
Talagang background na background.
Germany for
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the BAC. This is for the project establishment of ADSP ground station, including data processor. As a background, we've been trying to procure an ADSP ground station since 2015. But this is for the Pag-asa in the BAC side. But unfortunately, the procurement was not successful. So what we did was to introduce another approach on the project, because the requirement for the ADSB is an international commitment, especially right now this is included in the Beijing Declaration under the surveillance for air navigation services. Also, this is also included in the planning strategic plan of CAAP. So that's why we have pursued this project ever since.
Yung siguro mga target ng ADSB para pinasabi.
So ADSB is by the acronym, is an automatic dependent surveillance broadcast equipment. Actually, receiver lang po siya na ang ginagamit niya is yung location information ng mga aircraft na sinisend ng aircraft doon sa ground. Nire-receive lang po ng ground ADSB ground stations yung mga location ng aircraft na yun. And then pinaprocess po yun, ginagawang messages, tawag po doon is ADSB messages, and then it is transmitted to the Manila ATM Center for ATC use, or either for situational awareness or for traffic separation, air traffic separation. So yung signal po na galing sa aircraft, yung ADSB, is will run through a 1090 MHz frequency, and it is transmitted by the aircraft 1 per second to the ground, and is received by the ground every 1 second. So unlike the radar, the update rate is, of the position of the aircraft is longer, it will depend on the rotation of the radar antenna. So about, if it's en route radar, it's 15 seconds. For approach radars, it is about 4 or 5 seconds rotation. So that is the update rate. But for the ADSB, there's a 1 second update rate. So the track is more, you can see a more solid track for the aircraft every 1 second. Yes, sir. But this is a cooperative surveillance system. So we need an equivalent equipage on the aircraft para makita natin or ma-receive natin yung position, yung location ng aircraft. So the aircraft must look at the frequency of GPS. Yes, sir. Actually, standard naman po yun. It is using the standard frequency rin po ng radar. Yung uplink po is 1080 MHz. And yung downlink po is 1090 MHz. Yun po yung nire-receive natin, yung 1090 MHz na signal from the aircraft. Saan po install po? Sa ground stations po, bali, parang radio receiver lang po siya. And naka-install po natin sa Lawag, Jumali. Yeah. So 6 stations ang ground station po natin. Kabaliktaran po nung NDB. So, kasi NDB is transmit, tayo po receive lang. So, walang transmission involved. Except dun po sa link coming from the ground station going to the automation system natin sa Manila. Yung communication link, yun lang po yung transmit natin. So, mag-install po tayo ng 6 ADSB ground stations, 1 in Lawag, 1 in General Santos, 1 in Puerto Princesa, 1 in Jumali, 1 in Mount Magic, and Tagaytay radar facility. So, if just to give you an appreciation on the coverage, so these are the coverage for Lawag. This is the existing radar coverage. So we will install po kasi natin siya sa same location ng radar. So most likely, we will have the same coverage. Area na po na to is yun yung coverage ng ADSB. With the additional Jumali, ito po yung additional coverage area po natin na madadagdag. And magiging redundant po yung coverage natin ng Tagaytay, Lawag, at saka small parts of that, and saka yung Mount Magic.
Kailan naman yan kung nag-cover lang?
And then we have Jensen.
Walang PD pa lang.
And then we have the Puerto Princesa, which will also cover the surveillance gap, yung radar surveillance gap dito sa Sulusi, dito sa area na to. Now, we have forgone the Pag-asa project because there's another plan to introduce or acquire surveillance-based ADSB, space-based ADSB dito sa west part of the Manila FIR, which will cover the this area. Here. Yes, sir. This is initially nag-concentrate tayo sa western kasi because of the traffic, the number of traffic on the west side. Unlike dun sa east portion, medyo mababa yung air traffic movement. So the project, to continue, sir, the project will also include the integration of the integration of the data from the 6 ADSB ground station to the Manila automation system, which is here in Manila ATM Center. It will also integrate the Bataraza the ground station. Yun po yung ground station that we have the ADSB sharing agreement with Singapore. And then yung existing po natin na ADSB ground station dito sa Manila ATM Center. So, i-integrate niya po lahat yon, and i-connect niya po yun sa data processor for filtering, geographical filtering, etc. And then, i-configure, kasama po dun sa project is yung configuration ng automation system na Thales sa CNS ATM. Actually, yung previous projects, nire-request ng mga bidders yung i-separate yung integration work sa equipment ng ADSB ground station. But nag-decide ang office na not to separate the two kasi masyadong risky, especially sa implementation kung ihiwalay natin yung procurement ng integration. Baka dadating yung time na mag-away yung dalawang contractor kung sino yung
magkaroon ng issue during implementation and baka hindi matuloy yung project, maging white elephant. Although baka makita natin gumagana yung ground station pero hindi nakakonekta sa ATM center. So we opted to include the integration works.
Pero yan yung program natin sa meeting ng sir.
Because,
Yan ang pinaka-main program kaya nag-fail.
yung integration kasi magagawa lang yan.
Yes.
So, kung hindi maganda yung relationship ng dealer sa kanyang values, hindi na rin. Kaya gusto nila analisin. Pero delikado na yan kasi baka mamaya na-install nila ng EDSP pero hindi may connecta doon sa automation system. Hindi rin matapay. Kaya ganun pa rin, hindi rin niya isang.
Pero yung local sa yung Pacific Hemisphere, hindi nila, ayaw nila mag-bid. Parang hindi sila nag-attenda.
Hindi pa namin alam kung
Kasi kung ano na naman problema natin sa mag-figure ng bilingan din.
Actually, kung ako yung tatanungin, sir, it's either wala or meron. Kesa yung
Okay.
magkaiba na hindi gumagana yung isa. So,
Or can we not opt to negotiate with Alice directly with that condition, sir? Kung pinagawa ka na.
Kasi although ang talis mayroon din silang EDSP, parang siyempre pagka siguro mas pagtayo pagka natin sa meeting. Makipag-joint venture na lang yun kung sino man yung mag-ibig sa talis. Kaya kung talis, mag-ibig din yung okay na. Kaysa i-negotiate natin yung talis. Kasi yung EDSP, yun parang common unit yun. Ang isang parang dito is yung integration.
may continue, sir.
Puerto Princesa sa mismong airport o sa
Sa existing control tower po natin nilalagay, sir. Meron na po kasi tayong radar system sa Palawan, sa
Hindi sa Kalayan yan.
Quezon. Quezon Palawan.
Hindi na sa Kalayan. Napataas na.
Siya yung Puerto Princesa, ito yung Blanco, yung sabi mo. That will cater for the ganyan. Yan ang Puerto Princesa.
Yung yellow na shaded portion, sir, yung predicted radio coverage ng Puerto Princesa.
Dito sa...
This one, sir.
Yan, dito sa taas. Yan, yan.
Yes, sir. Ito po yung ang i-cover po nito yung sa space-based ADSB na, sir. Satellite base. Actually, pwede po tayong mag-procure ng buong entire FIR, kaya lang masyadong mahal. So, yung area lang ng west muna yung priority natin sa space-based ADSB.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
with the issue of the integration, it invites the emphasis on yung direct contracting and because of the talent. Although, in as much as we want to have we want to exercise yung spirit of bidding, yung lowest bidder with the lowest bidder, can we not compare or with the offering of Thales, should we go for direct contract? Tingnan natin yung magkano yung... Anyway, we have a benchmark, right? And I understand you have a benchmark sa market. And then compare it. If, first, kung mayroong provisions sa Thales dyan, and second, if we go for direct contracting with Thales, magkano yung difference? And then, of course, yung sinasabi nga ni Mr. Chair, that's number 3. Perhaps we can have a initial or prior arrangement or negotiation with Thales on how they view yung aspect ng configuration? Should we go for open bidding?
Actually, sir, for the last biddings na nung project, walang nag-bid na talas lang. So, hindi namin pa maano kung... actually, sir, yung equipment, walang problema, sir. Marami kasing, maraming manufacturer. So, ang magiging issues talaga is yung integration.
Yes. Yung integration. So, we now compare yung advantage, yung cost benefit, risk based, ng we go for the recontracting with the Thales if they have this product, and versus compared dun sa open bidding kung kano yun, and then what's the attitude on the supposed integration should be purchased from another supplier. Ano yung baka ayaw namin yan, gano'n, or anything about, this is not just a matter of technology. I want to see if there's an aspect of security here. Remember yung mayroon isang tayong product na mayroong warning dyan sa about security. I don't want to name the product. Ina-avoid natin yan I understand this is about goods. So, lalo kung may IT product mo dito, natatakot ako na ayaw nila not only for yung conformity of the specs, but for security reasons or whatever. And there is no harm in trying to explore or make prior negotiation with us. I want to assume that if may access tayo sa kanila, I don't know. Kasi sila yung sila yung involved dyan sa yung integration. That is recipient.
The chair, if I may, nakita lang kasi namin yung frustration ng ibang bidders noon. If walang pagbabago, hanggang pre-bid na talaga sila, sir. Then, nasabihin na nila, they've been trying in vain to write Thales to magbigay ng quotation for the integration. So, useless ang kanila mag-offer. Kung wala pa rin mangyari. Kung ganun pa rin ang
We are
parang nakatali tayo dun sa ganung condition.
We are using the same approach, the same order. What's the comment of the how is the possibility na magkaroon na action?
Actually, sir, wala pong sa Thales, but kaya this is exactly why na public bidding yung pinapropose namin para open sa mga ibang except for the integration work, which is we have to accept na talagang Thales lang ang pwede makagawa. But we've required sa specification natin na magkaroon ng agreement yung Thales, which is yung manufacturer natin ng automation system, at saka yung any bidder na mananalo na i-continue nila yung or mako-complete nila yung integration works.
Because during the pre-negotiation or pre-arrangement with Thales or whatever, exploratory is part of our due diligence. It is inherent sa atin, especially with that kind of with that amount. Kailangan very diligent tayo. We do not just we do not look at from single perspective. Sa mga nakikita tayo, very efficient integration. We explore any other means para na hindi siya with the supposed suppliers. Yun ang sa akin. If we have done anything, then we move forward.
With during the hosting of the project, did you request quotation from Thales or from the representative?
It will be a very good benchmark, baseline.
Actually, sir, since nung pag-asa bidding pa, nag-request na tayo sa several suppliers. Pero unfortunately, hindi nagbigay ng official document ang Thales. Pero yung PhD, which is yung local representative, meron sila. Pero ang binigay lang nila is not the integration work. Kasi minor, ano siya eh, isang site lang yung pinabibid natin before. Equipment lang talaga siya. Silent sila doon sa integration work. Kasi that time, ano rin yung CNS-ATM under warranty and actually ongoing pa yung CNS-ATM project. So hindi pa, maybe that's why hindi rin naging successful.
Kung mag-request tayo ng quotation o kaya some sort of proposal with these projects sa meron pa kayong BBS.
I mean, we request the local representative, sir, nung Thales, Mrs. PhD.
Wala naman tayo contact sa kanila. Through current case.
We can do that, sir. Kaya lang, if we compare if there will be differences doon sa estimates at saka yung ano nila, yung magkaka-issue tayo doon sa program.
Because of activities such as security, so I think the requirement for the information yan, we should be
Sir, may I ask if the security is pertains to the security of the software or the facility?
I said security is one of the reasons kung bakit ayaw ni Thales. Meron po siyang reason. It's not only the compatibility of the equipment. So, I stated that to emphasize now the need for a communication with Thales to solicit one, yung magkano kung sila mag-offer, magkano yung kung sila mag-provide. Second, if they are willing for the integration of other products that will be provided by some listed probable suppliers. It may not be that they have an available product. Okay, so, okay, wala tayong makuhang product, wala tayong makuhang quotation sa kanila. But one very salient or important thing there is the willingness for the integration. For one reason or another, mawawala is marami sila na maybe ayaw nila para saan sila kukuha ng produkto. Pero kung wala sila naman yung offer, anong gagawin natin doon? So at least they should be willing to be open sa integration ng other supply products.
So sa integration, sir, kung may magiging partner na sila doon sa equipment or doon sa ground station, more than willing sila mag-integrate. The problem is, actually, no issue on the compatibility because standard ang ginagamit natin, regardless kung anong klaseng ground stations yung gamitin natin, pwede yung i-process ng automation system na Thales. Ang issue is yung gagawa or magre-reconfigure ng automation system natin to process the data coming from the ground station.
My understanding is,
Which is, Thales lang sir ang pwedeng makagawa.
right, so that is part of the willingness, are they willing to do that or not? Second, what I was made to understand is that nagka-problema yung prior bidding dyan dahil wala sila, Thales is not open for any negotiation with them. No.
Hindi na sumasagot.
So who is, by the way, the bearer of the responsibility sa negotiation? Is it CAAP to ensure that there is a ensure the negotiation to happen, or bahala na si supplier naman?
The builder sir, kasi
Leader, sir,
they will be
kasi
the one.
kailangan may amount na ibibigay ang Thales sa integrate nila sa ginawa nila.
Because that's the
And,
problem.
and I remember they even requested CAAP to write na lang Thales, pero hindi na commit ang
they
CAAP.
require our intervention as hindi
Oo,
nila
pero hindi
kaya.
na commit
So,
ang CAAP.
if we will not intervene in any other way na similar to, na hindi similar to sa previous bidding process natin, wala mangyayari. Kasi repeat of the same problem. Kailangan may intervention na tayo dyan. So, the least that I can think of as an intervention is that for CAAP to verify kung open ba si or willing ba si Thales. And then, of course, if he is willing to make arrangement with the other supplier. We need to have an intervention. That I think that's the requirement, that the need from the suppliers during the previous bidding. So there must be an intervention from our side. Yung isa lang doon, that's just one intervention. If we can think of other intervention, we welcome that. At least the more important thing is that we must have an intervention to differ from the previous bidding process which way.
This information is one way to within this project that actually is that we select or we have 6 sites now compared to 1 site before. So previously the cost of the project is 1 million, 40 million, and now it's already 300 million or that is needed. And then I think there is one provision wherein the leaders should show certification and Thales is willing to integrate.
Sir, just a second sir, kunti na pala sir yung condition. Meron tayo na sir. This is under G10, section G10, which specified bidder of this project and the manufacturer of the approved or / agreement shall be submitted declaring that bidder of this project and the manufacturer of the ATM system of the Manila ATM Center or Thales are in agreement to complete the required integration works for the fusion of the ATSP data to the ATM system and its display for safe use in air traffic control with warranty without voiding the warranty supplied under the CNS ATM Systems Development Project. The certification shall be signed by the duly authorized representatives of the bidder of this project and the manufacturer of the Manila ATM system and notarized.
So yun ba yung, during the previous meeting, ganun pa rin yung information natin?
Parang wala.
Wala to, sir. Wala to.
Pero meron pa rin makikiusap pa rin sila kay Carlos na sir.
Only that we put in writing na require talaga.
Actually, sila na yung dinner din natin na makipag-usap sa manufacturer kasi medyo magiging ano tayo dun sa manufacturer yung sino man yung magiging ano nila.
So long as this was not lifted from the previous bidding process na okay. Dati wala
Wala po yun.
That is,
Alam mo, Jim.
that can be understood as an intervention. Parang
Pero kasi warranty na yung CCTV. Pero may bigyan. With warranty, without with warranty sa child.
naging authority nila yan na pumunta kay Anitales. Diba?
Actually, sir,
Kasi sila na-record kami ng CAAP eh. Kaysa sa wala.
Yes, sir.
Wala silang dahilan. Walang ticket to ride.
paano sila na meron na silang agreement.
Oo.
Yung mismong bidder ang may agreement, hindi yung tayo yung makipag-usap sa...
And he has a reason to go to Talis kasi it's so specified na kailangan siya may agreement. Yes.
Ano na lang kung papayag
Let's see,
yung
sir.
dali sa kanila.
Makikita na naman ngayon yan,
Yung
sir.
tigil natin. Basta
Depende, sir, sa commercial usapan nila sa commercial. Pero siguro baka maganda yung... Kasi may sariling EDSB system, sir, ang Thales eh.
Subject pa din yun.
So, i-compete nila yung price ng Thales sa kanilang ano. So,
kung ako yung bidder naman, mag-alis ko na ako mag-alis. Kung wala, hindi ako magtutuloy. So, let's give a signal to us if we...
yes, sir.
Ay,
Kaya yun nga, sir, yung gusto nila, ayaw nila tong gawin, makipag-usap sa ano, kaya gusto nila ihiwalay. Parang gusto lang nila, sige, ground station lang. After that, bahala na kayo sa buhay nyo, kung paano nyo ikakatutunin sa ground station. So, ay, dun po tayo hindi pumayag kasi risky sa atin na gano'n na mangyari. Di baling wala na lahat, basta wag lang tayo matanong ng COA bakit hindi nagagamit yung binili natin na equipment.
that is a big.
So, to continue, sir, pwede ba? May time pa. So, and yung project natin will be for 480 calendar days. And then, we require that bidder shall submit proof or certification that the offered equipment have been installed in 3 different countries. So, yung normal na requirement natin, hindi actually yung experience ng bidder nire-require natin, but yung performance or capability ng mga equipment.
480 for all.
480, yeah. So, the project does, for similar contracts, we've required a supply delivery installation of ADSB ground station, integration of integration to ATM system. So, same requirement po yung similar contracts natin. So, most likely, in-expect natin na mag-joint venture sila sa project. Yeah. We also required a pickup license, yung smallest, kasi minimal naman yung civil works requirement.
For the last ilang years yan?
Based na sa dito sa invitation to build is for at least 8 years. Meron silang at least isang record na kaya yung 300 million.
Kasi malaki masyadong amount sa baka mayroon pa 50%. 150 million. last 8 years.
Pag-graduate yung studies yan.
Ha?
Pag-graduate yung studies.
So we've also incorporated the requirements under GPP Circular 07/2007 regarding the film sets.
Registration or combination. Last year.
And for this one, we still require this documents to be submitted during the technical, included in the technical documents, but it is not required to be evaluated as for the presence or absence during the evaluation of the opening.
Submit pa rin.
They will submit it on the opening, but we will evaluate it during post-qualification.
Pero hanapin pa rin sa opening.
No.
Okay.
So magfe-fail sila during post-qual pag hindi nila sinabit.
Okay. Pag wala, pwede i-complete sa post-qual.
Pero kung wala, wala yan during opening.
We do not know, sir, kasi hindi naman hanapin sa opening.
Hindi na natin nahanapin, sir, pero inilist natin yung kailangan na submit nila during technical para buo na nila yung information para nandoon na sa atin yung documents.
Sa post-qualification.
Sa post-quali evaluate, sir, yung kung halimbawa hindi sila nag-submit ng certificate of exclusive, fail sila sa post-qualification.
Hindi na natin sila i-request.
Pwede, sir.
So, walang disqualification. Pag sa postal, hindi nyo nakita doon.
Nga, usually, suppose ko ang sabihin ko na.
Actually, sir, nung nakaraang seminar namin, sir, sinabi ng mga speakers talaga, you do not need to have this during the opening kasi this has nothing to do with the bid evaluation. Sa post ko daw lahat yan.
So, once you know the submit or during the post-qual.
Kasi kung sino lang ang mag-post qualify, yun lang mag-submit. Yun lang ang mag-prepare ng notes.
Ano lang, sir, medyo correction. Hindi naman sinabing hindi i-check, pero ang sinabi is hindi required na i-check nung presence or absence ng document kasi ang kailangan lang is yung class yung standard na class A lang ang i-check during post-qual. Yun yung presence and absence. Pero ito, hindi na kailangan i-check.
So, yun nga. Kasi kung i-press ng it, hindi mo rin sila masabi. So, bakit kailangan ilagay pa yan? So, basta isabit na nila, before ay during the post-qualification. Para yun ang kasi magkakaroon parang gilid na during the opening, hindi nagsabit yan, tapos hindi pa rin magsabi.
Yes, sir. So, we will just require this during post-qualification, sir.
Clarification. Why did we come up with this kind of requirements, like certificate of exclusive or given in? How about the ISO?
Yung systems quality, yung quality, sir, ng system, yung nila, yung
What's our basis on the
standards, sir.
standards? Ay, standard natin.
Yung quality, sir, we nagsiset tayo ng standards, sir. Hindi sila pwede, kasi may mga manufacturing standards, so hindi tayo, baka may mag-offer na bago lang na baka gawang China. So, na hindi yung quality. So,
Wala bang, this is for my education, wala bang nagsacertify ng government dito?
wala, sir.
That's like, if
Kasi
it's
ang
evaluation,
lahat yan.
ISO certificates, parang ISO certification din, sir, sa management, yung So 9,100. Sa kanila
Kaya yung product nila ay
I raised this question, see, there was an instance in another forum na itong isang big company pina-influence niya na requirement sa kanilang meron niya. And so, until it was proven na hindi pala kailangan yung ganyan, as attested by the certifying body of the government. Kasi hindi kasama, hindi naman kailangan yun. But it's part of the competition. I'm just raising this issue.
Actually sir, hindi naman tayo talaga nire-require ng government. Actually, wala sa atin na document na i-require mo ng ISO certification ng mga equipment. But for our own protection,
Okay.
nire-require natin para ano tayo?
Kasi malaking equipment din po yun.
We will revise this step. So they will just submit this during the post-qualification evaluation. Ang issue lang doon sir, kung hindi natin ipapasubmit sa technical yung day of submission is that hindi na natin makikita yung mga equipment na ino-offer nila. Kung ano yung performance. So wala tayong magiging reference na kasi kung sino lang yung manalo sa single lowest pala LCD. So siya lang yung mabibigyan ng opportunity na mai-present yung product niya. Unlike pag pre-present natin lahat sa kanila, makikita natin may insight tayo doon sa other manufacturer products.
Kasi ang bid evaluation din sir, doon ka lang talaga sa bill of quantities lang talaga. Wala kang titignan specs muna. So kung meron kang arithmetical difference, makumansi-check, and if incomplete, madi-DQ. Saka ka na pupunta sa specs pag post-qual na talaga. So kaya sinasabi ng speaker, this has nothing to do with the bid evaluation. All of those extra requirements has nothing to do with the bid evaluation. Arithmetical correction lang kasi yung tsaka completeness.
Diba makita lang nila sir yung performance to technical specification, may comply, okay na daw yun sir.
Pero may protection naman tayo siguro tayo mga tayo.
Sa post-qual talaga ito.
Okay, so recommendation.
Hindi ko sa
Yung scope na lang sir, kasi standard naman. We still require the separate sheet, yung Annex A, ITB 13.1, yung brand name and model. So warranty is 1 year DLP and 1 year warranty period. Yung payment, hindi namin binago sir yung payment scheme based pa rin doon sa original. Meron. Hindi lang payment sir. Advance payment.
Advance payment.
Kasi may standard rules na instruction to bidders, merong 15% na upon contract signing.
Sa president.
Basta upon contract signing, but only for the goods offered from Apple. Yung may 15% na yung local pala.
Tapos padas billing, hindi.
Yung final acceptance. This is just the yung scope sir. ADS-B ground stations and auxiliaries. So isang set siya. ADS-B ground station, antenna, cabling, etc. ADS-B central processing equipment and auxiliaries. Supply delivered to one system, ADS-B central processing equipment at ATM center, including related works. integration of ADSB data from 6 sites plus data from Matalas ADSB ground station and Manila ATMC ground station to the Manila automation system. We have requirement for the VHF, which is for Jensen and Jumali, for VHF 50-watt AM transmitter and receiver equipment, and 1 VHF transceiver system, including air system and auxiliaries. So we have network communications. So 5 ground stations will be connected via MPLS. So i-shoulder yung contractor yung 1 year na MPLS connection. And after that, ita-transfer sa atin yung link. And 1 new VSAT system for Jumali kasi remote siya. Factory and on-site training, 8 personnel, at least 5 days factory training for the ADSB, including DSA rates, on-site training for the whole system, factory acceptance test for the ADSB, 4 for the ADSB ground station, and 2 for VHF, for a minimum of 5 days, including airfare, DSA, and then we have testing and commissioning support. So with the, we will just make the necessary changes in sa bidding document, and we'd like to recommend for the upon correction of the change upon correction of the bidding document, we request the BAC for the publication of the project.
Chair, I move for the adoption of the recommendation of the end user for the posting of item 5.1, establishment of ADSB ground station including data processor, provided that certain corrections on the bidding documents on the term of reference be input.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair, with corrective actions as prescribed by Captain.